Hey there, hey, and thank you for tuning into this Thursday pod of Born to Be a Star. Today is another day, another opportunity for you to look at your reflection in the mirror and say to yourself, yes, I can. Yes, I can finally clean my house. Yes, I can start to put the Christmas things out. Yes, I can learn to cook something new. Yes, I can decide I want to read a new book, decide I want to pick up a new hobby, and decide I want to make new friends. Yes, I can decide I want to move to another state, another town, or another building, or maybe instead of renting, I want to be a homeowner. Yes, you can decide you want new shoes, a new dress, a new pair of pants. If you're a dude, you want a new haircut, or you want to change up your style. If you're a girl, maybe you want to do some blonde or red or whatever you want. Yes, you can. Following the yes, you can is the never give up. Do you want to be the person that gives up halfway through on a story? Do you not want to see things to the end? Perseverance and dedication is going to get you through rough areas in your life. Sometimes we all have those days where sometimes life is good or sometimes it's not good. But that does not necessarily mean that you can give up. That means that you have to stay strong and you have to hold out to the end so you can get to the happily ever after, which is typically not at the beginning of the story, right? We want to persevere and give children hope and something to look forward to. That's all I can think of. When life gives you lemons, maybe make lemonade, right? Let's find a way to be happy together. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. And hopefully it makes sense to you too. Looking at your reflection in your mirror, where you've been, where you're going to next, your journey, wherever you are on that should set you to a trend to not give up, to stay strong. Just like John Cena says, he wears it on his hat. We love John Cena, and he is very entertaining. He does a phenomenal job acting. He's had an incredible career with WWE, and he has really instilled a notion of positivity and faith and just, yes, you can ideology and never give up. That's where I got those terms from, him with his never give up. It doesn't matter how difficult things are. You still got to try and you still got to push yourself out there. Following the never give up, because we're going to stick out to the end, is the why not today. Procrastination and indecisiveness is not the answer to anything. Do you really want to be sitting there like, I'm going to get to this at some point? What point, right? When are you going to get to it? I mean, seriously ask yourself that question. When are you going to get to it? If you keep putting off today for tomorrow, how do you know if tomorrow's going to come? If you need to make a phone call, if you need to send an email, if you have to have a conversation with somebody, do it. Do not wait for another opportunity to get something done, right? You might not have that. Text your mom back. Call your brother. Do the things you don't want to do. Be responsive. Be reliable. Be the person that you know you can be. Do not put off today for tomorrow, because tomorrow might not exist. I'm just saying. You never know. Moving on from the mantra of the day, let's get to some of these headlines with no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed. They lie to us anyway. So Jamal Bowman is a disgrace to the United States of America. He pled guilty to something, and it's likely that nothing's going to happen to him. We know Joe Biden got $40,000 in dirty money from China, and it's far more than that, likely. Today is the day that Donald Trump's son, Eric, and Don Jr. had to go to court in New York with that wretched woman named Letitia James, who is going after their business, and they don't actually have any evidence, right? They're attacking Donald Trump, and we've talked about this before, because they can't control him. That's why they're attacking him. They don't like the idea that he has got a lot of fans, and he's doing a lot of things, and that they can't control it. So, of course, they are going after him, saying really horrible things, making him out to be a bad guy. He doesn't need their money. he doesn't have any, they don't have anything he needs, right? They don't like the idea that somebody could talk tough and do tough things and maybe not be somebody that the politicians can control. Like, he actually scared these bad places. The president that we have now is weak. So let me get this right. We know that Joe Biden is a corrupted crook, right? Him, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all these motherfuckers, they're all corrupted. They're all crooks, right? All of them, including the mayor of New York, who had the FBI looking into the money that went to him getting reelected, right? There's that too, right? That's happening now. What time is it? Like 4 something, right? Okay. Taking everything I just said into consideration, why are you attacking someone that's running to be the president, right? The only reason he's not the president now is because you guys got dead, I'm a skeleton, Joe Biden to hide in a basement and lie to people and tell them that he was going to fix everything. How's the gas looking in your town? How much does the food cost in your grocery store? Are these things okay? Are your kids getting indoctrinated and brainwashed in school? Because I know that everybody I know's children are. Take this in consideration. Nobody has any work ethic. Nobody wants to be responsible. Everybody wants to be the victim, and nobody wants to show up on time or be reliable. And if you are one of those people that take those things serious and you value showing up on time, being responsible, and putting your heart into things, you're going to get eaten alive. Because these people don't care. These Hamas lovers in the UK, in London, in Britain, in the United States of America, in the East, all over the world. Honestly.
But put that aside. The idea.
How do we stand with these people? Like, shouldn't politicians be smart? Do you actually think that AOC is intelligent? Because I've heard her speak, right? I've heard these Palestinian lovers speak, right? Are they actually denying the fact that I'm listening to these Hamas, these pro-Hamas people say that they're going to do what just happened on October 7th again, right? Emilia Opar, whatever that Palestinian freak's name is that will not get taken out of Congress because the House would not dismiss her. That was yesterday. Do you really want to trust these people with your livelihood here in the United States of America? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't. This doesn't feel safe or correct. It feels wrong. It feels like something else is going on here, and I don't really know what that is, but I'm telling you, it feels strange, right? Because it is strange. Are we seriously going to sit here and act like reality isn't real? These politicians are supposed to be smart. The majority of them are supposed to be lawyers and stuff. They should have gone to law school or some sort of grad school. They're supposed to be somewhat intelligent, right? Especially being a politician. Do they not understand that they work for us? We don't work for them. They get elected in office to do something, but they're not doing anything because Joe Biden can't even walk straight. His wife is pretending to be a doctor like she's some sort of elite, while her husband is a crooked crook, okay? I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm saying, but clearly he used his position to get money from foreign countries. China, Greece, Romania, Ukraine. He's got some sweet deal going on with Ukraine where they wash all his dirty money. And there's a bunch of things going on. The UN doesn't do anything really. Why are we funding this crap? These people are lying about COVID. Like, they've just convinced the masses that they should wear masks, and get all these stupid shots and do all this stupid crap. And it's legitimately a lie. I think we got a problem.
This target.
You got all these
inside
people in the United States that are pro-Hamas, but the government in our country allowed them to come here, and this doesn't work. And this is not the first time that I'm talking about this. It's like the 5th time, if not the 20th. You can't allow foreign people to come into your country and then take it over with propaganda and lies, right? The UN isn't helping anyone. We do not have a lot of allies around the world, and the East hates the United States of America. They hate the West. They hate the idea of freedom. They want women to walk around with all this shit covering their faces and bodies, and they can't do anything. They don't believe in equality and equal rights. And equity and inclusion is the same thing as racism. It's just got 2 words instead of 1, okay? Please wake up. If you're a black American, if you're a white American, if you've got brown hair, green hair, wake up. If you're gay, straight, bi, whatever sexuality you want to say, wake up. Trans people are mentally ill. They're sick. They need drugs and they need a doctor. You cannot become another sex because you don't like the sex you are. I'm sorry you don't agree with me. That's not how life works. And you can have all these stupid surgeries done, but you're still not going to feel correct. And these insane parents can use their child as a martyr and walk around and say, my little boy felt like a little girl, so I let him act like a little girl. You could be that parent. But your child should be removed from you. And California can say that they want to let all these weird people come to their state, but California is not a state anymore. We should also talk about the fact that China is buying all these farms, doing all these things, and they're not being punished. If you are going to be successful as a country, you can't be nice. And the United States of America has still not learned that. We are about to go into World War III seriously right now. And I want you to prepare for that. Like, I was talking to my mom earlier about what's going on in Gaza and the fact that Israel has taken over most of the top land and the top soil. 16 of their military men and women have been murdered. That's the cost of war. Collateral damage comes with war. But Hamas has admitted on all these different stations in all these different countries, they don't care about the Palestinians, Palestine. And the idea that Palestine, or these Hamas supporters, are running around saying that they are fighting for us. No, they're not. You're fighting for them, and you all look like idiots. Just like the people that are following the Democratic Party. You're all a bunch of fucking idiots. These people are selling you out every day, lying to you about how they're going to help save where you live, how they're going to make your neighborhood safe. But your neighborhood isn't any safer than it was yesterday. Somebody could run up on you at the post office and stab you, and nobody will figure out who did it. And you could be someone's mom, grandma, best friend, son, daughter, uncle, aunt, whatever. And you'll just be another dead victim, right? As all these drug-induced, poverty-swaying, government handout, I want to take everything person, right? And I'm not saying some people don't need help. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the government has created an entire group of people that want to just do drugs. They don't want any responsibilities. And they want a free phone. They want free Amazon. They want free Netflix. And they don't want to pay for anything. Shit, I pay for Netflix every month. You want to know how much it costs now? $22. The price just went up. Not a big deal for me because I was already paying $21 anyway. But that is not the point. The point I'm trying to make is, as a part of the payment system in this country, since I pay for my taxes, right? And I go to work and I feel like I work more than I get paid. And I make a lot of money, and it doesn't really seem like I do when I see my paychecks, which is even more questionable. How exactly do we deal with this? When do we call a spade a spade? Joe Biden is corrupt. All these Democrats are corrupt. They've been corrupt. They steal and make deals and ballot trading and a bunch of bullshit, and we all know it. Are we really going to sit here and act like Joe Biden is a great president? He cannot have hold a cognitive conversation with anybody. These are all grifters. They will grift to whatever is new. What happened to the person that was in charge of Black Lives Matter? Didn't she renounce herself from her position, and now she's doing some swanky, ridiculous stuff? All these people, they're leaving their jobs, or they're getting fired, or they're putting in their resignation so they can act like the insane people they actually are. Are we not going to call reality real? If the West does not face the fact that Hamas doesn't give a fuck about anybody, and I mean nobody. They put babies in ovens, man. They killed their parents. They murdered people, and they probably would do more if they could. If Hamas is not taken down, they'll do it again. And that's why there's no ceasefire. That's why all these leftist voices can suck it. That's why this doesn't work. Because you think that it will, and it won't. I support Israel, and I support my Jewish brothers and sisters. Because in the eyes of God, we are all brothers and sisters, and we are all great together. And I don't care about what the fuck CNN says, or the news that is clearly paid off by George Soros. Okay? I don't care about any of these people, any of these rich elite liars. Okay? We have to stand up to these people, take their positions away, and replace them with people that are actually going to work. Because they're not going to. They never were. Wake up, America. Our country's been taken over by people that are not American. They're not American. And Premier Jayapal and all these people and AOC and all these motherfuckers that are running around these positions that live in these weird places that are telling Joe Biden he better stop supporting Israel or he's going to lose Palestine votes. He should tell them he doesn't care about Palestine votes. Because honestly, if Joe Biden sides with Palestine, he's going to lose either way. It's not both. There's no winning for him here. There isn't. There's no winning.
Military target. How do you know it's a military target? Because
these people don't understand what's happening. It's an abysmal nightmare. And there is a war in Israel right now between Hamas and the Israels, the Jewish. And anyone that is not on side with the Jewish is on the wrong side. I don't expect anybody to listen to me. I'm just here to voice an opinion. This is a podcast where I'm not saying I hate anybody because I don't have any hatred toward anybody. But common sense is common sense, right? Just reality is just real. There's nothing to go against that.
Ground underneath it collapses.
Thank you, Ben, for that. Moving to the next part of the conversation. Iran should be scared because they're doing things they shouldn't be doing. They're going on television lying, and they clearly want to destroy Israel. Clearly, right? And the Democratic Party is like on different sides of the world right now. Some of them are in support of Israel, are in support of the Jewish people. Others are pro-Hamas, are in support of terrorists. There's a lot happening. And It's not getting better.
You know what doesn't tend to happen?
It's not. Iran should be scared because if World War III happens, it's not going to be good for them. And they can claim they have all these people and they have all these things, but it's not going to be good for them. And we need to be tougher on China, and we need to be tougher on India, questioning what the fuck they're doing too. Like, we're not in BRICS. We have set ourselves in a path where we don't look like we're winners. We look like we're idiots. And I'm sorry, but the West needs to be really careful, and the UN needs to be demolished, right? Listening to the guy in charge of the FBI say that we have big problems with people in America that are pro-Hamas. You think? You fucking idiot. Like, every time I hear one of these people say these ridiculous things, I don't even get mad anymore. I just feel like, no wonder. Anyway,
Happen very often if you hit a building.
I listen to a lot of different people say a lot of different things. I listen to Daily Wire, where I listen to Matt Walsh, I listen to Candace Owens, I listen to Michael Knowles, and I listen to Ben Shapiro basically every day. I listen to Tucker Carlson on Twitter, and I listen to Fox News, right? I watch Laura Ingraham, I watch Jesse Waters, I listen to Greg Gutfeld every night at 10 o'clock. I don't really intake a lot of leftist noise. And I used to be somebody that used to watch the Young Turks with Yink and whatever her name is. And I used to watch that every day. I used to be in the end fold of it, where I was the one on the chat keeping people in order and eliminating them from the conversation. I used to be that person. I did. They consumed me, right? They did. But there's no side here.
Above and there's nothing underneath.
There's no wrong versus right here. There's reality versus lies here. We're not giving any more money to Ukraine. The best thing that could have happened to the United States of America is that a real leader took the House seat. And the best thing that could have happened to the United States of America is that people can't fucking lie anymore, right? Kevin McCarthy is no longer the House Speaker. He can't do dirty deals with Nancy Pelosi in the basement with Joe Biden. And I don't think that Matt Gaetz was wrong. And I know a lot of people think he's stupid. And I know Ben Shapiro said a lot of things against him. But I think he was 100% correct. And I'm going to be on his side here. I don't think that any of these people running against Trump have any shot in hell of winning anything. And I think they're just wasting time. But if they want to continue this idiocy, they can. It's going to be just like it was in 2020. It's going to be Trump versus Biden. Unless Biden dies, and then it's going to be Trump versus Kamala. And I feel like Kamala is far worse than Biden, which is why they keep pushing him out, even though he has no idea what the hell's happening.
You know why there was a giant sinkhole? Because
we need to be smart. We're not giving any more money to Ukraine. Ukraine is not going to get the same treatment that Israel needs. Because Ukraine's not going to beat Russia. And we all know it. And I have to disagree with Ben Shapiro here. I know that Putin is not a nice guy. But nobody is nice. And I don't care about Ukraine. And let me tell you why. They are crooked liars. There's no difference between them and Russia. At least we all just know that Putin doesn't give a fuck. We just all know that. And you know what else we all know? We also know that Hamas doesn't care about any of these people that are in Gaza or anywhere. And they never did. So you can sit here and lie. Does that make you feel good? Ukraine's not going to win. They never were. Moving on from the hype of the conversation, no media allowed, let's get to the main part of the conversation. Before that, let's talk about some tea. What happened with Halloween, man? It was the other day, and it wasn't that good. Like, I saw a couple of kids outside with their outfits on, but, like, Did America get rid of Halloween? Have we really destroyed a holiday that was for children? Like, it feels like we did that. And it's not okay. Like, it's not. I don't like it. I grew up with Halloween. You know, the best part of the fall was trying to figure out, what I was going to be, whether I made my own costume or I brought it from the store. That was a very important part of my life from being a child to a teenager. And even an adult. Like, I take Halloween very seriously. It's like Christmas to me. And I am a Catholic, so I am, Christian. I'm not saying I'm an evil person, but I love Halloween. I like scary things too. So for me, it is a win-win all around. But some of this tea today, why have we condemned the idea of Halloween? And why are we replacing actual holidays with things that don't make sense? Indigenous People Day? Where the fuck did that come from? Who's the indigenous people? There was only 2 people here when the United States of America was originally created. Well, maybe 3. The Native Americans who were on this land already, and the white people that came from Britain on boats, and the slaves that came with them. That's like 3 different nationalities. Native American, black, and white. And you can imagine how that has translated over the years to mixed people and a bunch of other things too. But can we not pretend that the indigenous people that they're talking about are not indigenous? This is supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave, and this is not the land of anything. And I just had that long discussion with you in No Media Allowed. Why are we getting rid of American holidays to make Palestinians happy? If you don't like America, go back to the fucking Middle East and Palestine and shut the fuck up. We need to have values here, and I think we've lost all of them. And I don't like that, and neither should you. Wake up, America. They're taking holidays away from us. Halloween and Christmas is next. You motherfuckers want to take Christmas away? Eat dirt, bitches. I'm just saying. You can tell I'm mad. Outside of the tea, when the elite forget their feet, watch them fall, right? And when I talk about elite, I'm not talking about rich people. I'm seriously talking about politicians or people that think they can pay politicians off, right? People that have money, like George Soros and his son and all these people, and Barack Obama and all these people, they have money, right? They don't come from the communities that they try to convince they represent. They're not a part of that shit. Obama had white people raise him. Like, he came from an elite private school type shit. Please stop. Stop. Let's stop pretending this is something that it isn't, right? Let's stop lying. We're not going to sit here. And I mean, well, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to sit here and allow it. The lying. The pretending. The acting like these elite people care when we know they don't. Money does one thing. It buys something. Now that could be a vote, that could be an item, that could be a thing. But it has one purpose, to get you something. A lot of people don't understand that. There is so much corruption with people that don't understand things. And when the elite forget they have feet, you just watch them completely fall down. And it's kind of entertaining. Personally, I love politics because I like the fact that stupid people cannot have serious conversations and they don't know what to say most of the time. And me being someone that's pretty smart and bright, I find it very interesting having like very distinctive conversations about budgets and towns and cities and ideologies and beliefs that do not add up to what you people are talking about. I'm somebody that lives in a blue state in New England, right? And I am happily Republican, conservative, and Christian and Catholic, right? I go to church, I go to mass every Sunday. I'm involved in basically every church event that there is, and I take these things very seriously. But I'm telling you, the elite cannot lie forever. And the more that they do it, the more we have to call them out. The weather is crazy. Like, dude, let me explain what I'm saying. Last week it was like 80 degrees 2 days, and this week it's 40. So I don't really understand it, but the weather is crazy. Maybe it's time to get a coat out now. Who's ready for Christmas shopping? I am dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. I'm already going to start playing the Christmas music in my car on Pandora. Don't judge me. Love me, okay? You know, Christmas and Halloween are my favorite 2 holidays of the year. And for me, the day after Halloween starts Christmas. Now, I know that might sound insane, and I used to wait a week, but now I don't even do that. We're getting a real Christmas tree this year, so we have to go get the Christmas tree. But still, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, I love Christmas. Just the idea of family being around you, loved ones, gifts or not gifts, the jingle bells, the red and the silver and the gold and the Christmas trees and all of the family events and the family time and the church stuff and everything that goes into it. I love that. I love it. But as far as Christmas shopping goes, this year we do the Christmas list with the email, and I can't remember what it's called. And I got my pick already, so we'll figure out what happens. I'm basically gonna buy everything on like Amazon. I don't really go to the malls anymore because they got rid of what's the name of it? They got rid of my favorite store in the mall, so I'm not a mall person anymore. Ever since I got rid of the nail salon and the hair salon being in the mall, I don't even really go there anymore. And they got rid of Lord & Taylor, and that was like my main go-to store for gifts and everything. And they got rid of that, so I don't really have a reason to go there, honestly. So I'm going to be utilizing online shopping to my benefit, and I'm just going to do that. One, I don't really have time to go to a store, and two, this is just going to make everything easier. Why so many emails? I feel like every day I get a bunch of emails, half of which I don't know why I get, and I just delete them. But how do you stop these emails from coming? Is there a way to block them? I think I need to go through the settings in my phone to figure that out. And then when you get on a do not email list, I feel like they send you more. Giving your all. Like, giving your all can be good or it can be bad. You got to be careful who you want to give yourself to. Do you really want to give yourself to people that don't deserve it? I don't know. You got to be careful trusting people. Whether it's at your job, where you go to the gym, a family member, somebody that you consider a friend. You got to be careful how much you say to people and how much you trust people. Because how much of yourself do you want to give? Are you getting that back? Like, I'm an emotional person, right? I take things seriously. And sometimes maybe that's bad. It makes it appear like I am desperate or I don't have any self-esteem. But that's not true at all. You got to be careful trusting people because people like to take advantage of nice people. And they like to tell you one thing and then do another and promise a bunch of things that they don't have any intent on completing. That's fine. I'm good, bro. Like, I don't chase people. I don't need to chase any girls around. I'm too fucking old for that. I don't have time for that. God gave me a best friend that doesn't live in the same state I live in anymore. So our relationship has changed because that's how life goes. That doesn't mean I don't have a best friend. That just doesn't mean that I'm looking for another one. Right? As far as, like, other relationships. I have a husband. I'm very lucky. I love him very much. And my family members, that's all that matters to me. That's it. You get to a point as you start to get older and you don't chase people around. You can't talk to people on the phone every day. You don't really have time for that. Be careful who you trust. That's basically what I'm saying. Sometimes people aren't who they seem to be. And you have to be aware of that. You do. See people for who they are and then recognize who they won't be. And don't give yourself to someone that doesn't deserve you. Like, shield your heart from hurt and pain. Because these bad people I'm talking about don't care about your heart. They don't care about you. They just want something. And the moment they get it, they're not going to be there anymore. They're bored. They're having a situation where they need someone to talk to and they just feel like they're going to text you and you're going to respond to them. Yeah, I'm not that person, dude. Pass. Be brave. And protect yourself. Don't give your all to anything unless it's really worth it. Moving on from giving your all, let's move into watching things. So I started watching this movie called Boogeyman on Hulu, and it was pretty okay, I guess you could say. I haven't finished it because I wanted to finish Greg Gutfeld on Halloween. Maybe not the best decision, but I will finish that scary movie. Kitchen Nightmares. I'm addicted. I've been watching the original Kitchen Nightmares, and I can't stop looking at it. Last night we watched AEW, and I felt like it took too long. Discovery Channel. I was watching this cooking show on there. It was okay. I also watched a show called Deadly Catch, where they were fishing for like big fish and stuff. It was pretty entertaining. Outside of Daily Catch. I watched some Beat Bobby Flay. And I like that show, trying to see, like, can Bobby really beat everybody he cooks with? Sometimes I feel like maybe he can, and other times I feel like I don't think he can, right? I feel like it's dependent on what they're doing. We also started watching American Horror Stories. Not Story. And it's okay. I like it. It's pretty. Nothing's connected to each other, so it's not like a full season of American Horror Story. And I don't know if they're going to have another season of that. I wish they would, but not yet. But the American Horror Story seems to be okay. I still haven't watched Hotel Hell with Gordon Ramsay, but I want to. That does look like something I'd like to look at. I think he does over like the hotels to make them profitable or something, which is really entertaining. I also found this thing called Black Cake on Hulu that I wanted to start looking at, but I didn't watch it yet. That looks pretty okay. Maybe I'll try it. We'll see what it's about. It's called Black Cake. I don't know. Is that good or is that bad? To be decided. I don't like where they make these race movies that don't make any sense. Like they're pretending like white people don't exist. And I'm not saying that to sound racist, right? I'm not saying that everything said about white people is wrong, or I'm not trying to make that statement. But the question I'm asking you is this. Why are we seeing so many black people in so many things? That's not typical, right? There's a reason for that. But now we're seeing black people in everything, which makes me believe it's fake. Like, what am I looking at? It doesn't seem normal, right? It seems a little odd. I think Hollywood has fallen. I think there's no longer a Hollywood that makes any logical sense. And I just think entertainment entirely is is gone. I think that the underlying elements of entertainment, where it was created for us to have something to watch, is over. I think it's been over. I question you. At what point do we call it what it is? At what point? Moving on from watching things to eating things with Food Star. Perfect rump roast. Who doesn't want that? Doesn't that sound good? I found that recipe on Pinterest, so if you're looking into making that too, type it into Pinterest and see which recipe you want to try it with. Smokey stuffed jalapeno poppers. So basically you get a cupcake pan, you spray that down with some Pam or nonstick spray. Then you get cheese, sliced jalapenos, bacon or ham or chicken, and then you get a ranch sauce. You shove the cheese in there with the bacon, ham, whatever mix you want. Put the jalapeno on top and spread the ranch sauce on top of that. Put that in the oven, let that bake off for about 5 to 13 minutes. Take it out, and you've just made yourself some, yes, smoky stuffed jalapeno poppers. But if you really want to make it stuffed, you got to take chicken, slice it in half, and then put all of that in the chicken. Put that in the oven, then top it with cheese and the ranch sauce, and cook that off for about 25 to 35 minutes. And you'll be excited about that too. And then you're going to shove all the jalapenos on top of the chicken, in the middle of the chicken. You could use the non-stick paper on the pan so it doesn't stick to the pan too. That makes cleanup so much easier. Wonton soup. You know, you got to have the correct broth when you're making that. And you got to find whatever wontons you want. What do you want to be the filling of the wonton? I like the beef ones, but there's a bunch of different flavors of them. So make sure you find, the flavors that you want to mix together. Butter chicken meatballs. Saw a recipe for that on Pinterest. I don't know about that, but I'm willing to try it. Orange beef. Clearly that means the flavoring of that is orange and beef. Sweet potato and chickpea coconut curry. That sounds like a lot of work for me. That would have to be on the weekend instead of a weeknight. But I'm assuming you need chickpeas and sweet potatoes and some sort of coconut like milk, and you mix it together with flavors. That sort of sounds like an Indian dish. So I would have to ask an Indian friend how to make that. Carrot cake cookies. So, you make a batter, but instead of cookie batter, you use carrot cake as batter, and you just measure it off and make sure you do little dots and you make cookies. I'm sure you could top this with vanilla icing or anything similar to that. I don't know if I'd mix anything else with the carrot cake, but I do think that would be very good and very delicious, and it's that time of the year to try it out. If you're looking for a carrot cake cookie recipe, go on Pinterest or Pepper and tell me what you find. That, my friends, is the end of this Thursday pod. Thank you for tuning in to Born to Be a Star. And don't forget that you are a star wherever you are. And if there's no light, remember, I am always here. And the only way that I can see in the darkness is with you, because you're my light too. Life is going to give you lemons. Make lemonade. But make your lemonade as bright as you are. Shine bright like a diamond. I'll see you same place, same time tomorrow on Friday, aka Friday. We made it another week. Thank God. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.